All right, we're back with the Stormers Basics career build series for our career mode. We're on video 9, so we left off, we started to connect up our panel and we're actually able to drive from this seat. We had a couple issues that we need to resolve, which should be pretty simple. Then we can get rid of this seat on the deck and actually start getting this boat pretty close to ready to put out into our career world and go do some missions. So as long as the boat is running reliably, we can start and we'll run a couple career missions and go do some rescues. So last time we left off, had a couple of issues where I was able to increase the throttle with the seat, but I was not able to decrease the throttle with the seat. And so that was being a little hokey. So let me see if I can figure this out. So first I'm going to check my connections. So my connections go from my seat to the seat. That's good. Panel goes up here to panel and returns to panel. So one thing I want to do is I want to make sure all my numbers are correct. That's something that can interfere. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's good. We'll make sure we don't have any duplicate button numbers. That will often screw things up. These are all reads or displays. They're going to display the numbers, so those are coming in. That doesn't really matter. 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. So this here, let's check my daisy chain. So this then connects there. So let's check this one. So this is 13, 14, 15, and should be 16. That's good. This should be 17 and 18. Okay, make sure that daisy chains correctly. So this goes from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and then out. Okay, so that the daisy chain looks connected correctly. Double check these, 17 and 18. Okay, desync is 18, and 17 is idle. Okay. Then these are just indicators, so be 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so I probably have a number screwed up here somewhere, so let's look at that. All right, so here's our panel input. All right, so our panel is 13 is our port throttle up. 14 should be our port throttle down. So I had, nope, it should be 15. It should be 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15's right. 16 should be the corner. 17 should be 0. Okay, so those look right. So let me see why they might not be working properly. All right, so we added OR blocks so we can control from either the seat or the panel. So the first OR block here is, I'm going to make sure that our 13 for increased throttle and our 1 key for increased throttle both go to the OR block and then go to the up of the up-down counter. That works. Next we have the 2, which comes off the seat, which will be our decrease throttle. That's going to be on, it's coming to the OR block. We have our 15, which is the decrease port throttle, which is coming to our OR block. That goes to decrease. That's good. We have 3, which is our, which is going to be our 0, essentially, our idle. And we have 17, which is our idle. Those both go to the OR block. That goes to 0, the up-down counter, which is fine. That will idle it. And this goes to 0, our clutch. So that is good as well. So that looks good. I'm thinking it could be the fly system is interfering. So let's look at that. The anti-fly system, rather. All right. So let's look. That is, so our 2 is our systems. That turns on our PID for our engine and our PID for our alternator. That's fine. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so let's look at our anti-fly system here. So if the stern altimeter is greater than 1, it's going to just switch this number block. So it should just be, okay, so it's given a constant number of 7. We don't want that. That's going to always give us positive thrust, so we don't want that. We want a clamp. So let's do a clamp. Okay, so we want 3 point, what did I put as my clamp here? 3.0 to 7. So 3.027. So that could be causing us problems here. So we want to go from, so yeah, so we don't want just a 7. That's going to always give us 7. So we want to go from the, this clamp here to this clamp here. Do we want that? No, let's do this. Let's go from here to there. Let's delete that. Let's move that over. That could fix it. Let's go test it. Okay, so what was happening was it was making it so that when we went over a wave, it automatically went to 7 RPS, which, you know, if we want less than 7 RPS, it's still saying, hey, you're getting 7 RPS, so that's not what we wanted. So let's start them. Again, we just have to start the left. Let's go ahead and give it some thrust. Do it with these buttons first, and then we'll go ahead and do the seat after that. Alright, so we're at max speed. Let's start decreasing. There we go. As you can see, we can decrease our thrust. Increase. Decrease. Let's do it with the seat. Increase. Decrease. Okay, I'm not getting my 2 and my seat's not working again. So let's see why that's not doing it. Okay, I can't do it here either. Huh. Very interesting. That is interesting. I can idle the engines, and they kick back on, so... Alright, let's see what's up with this. Alright, that should work. We're just changing the maximum on that, so that should be fine. Let's see what we're doing wrong here. I wonder if we need... Okay, so we'll use a dial. Remember, dials are our friends here. Let's get a read off of this. Let's get a read off of here, what this is sending to our PID, so we know what it's doing. So let's add a node here. Let's go number, output, PID read. PID read. Okay, let's take the PID read, let's put it here, and let's read what the PID's getting for information. I'll update that. I'll take I need to make a dial. Take a dial, and we'll put it right here, and I will check and see what that's reading. PID read. Okay, spawn. Let's see what it's getting. This will tell me what it's doing. So if I see some familiar numbers especially, that will tell me what's going on. So I can increase my throttle with my 1 key. So we're at 15. Okay. So I used my up-down counter to request 15. Okay. Okay, I know what it's doing. It needs pulses in there, I think. Yeah. It needs pulses. It's going all the way through. Yeah. Okay, and then it's continually pushing, that's why. Alright, so that's an easy fix. So I need to add some pulses on here. So let's see, pulse. Let's do a pulse here. I'm trying to see if I've had to use pulses before though. Let's disconnect the seat for right now, and let's see if I can run this without that. We'll isolate this system, see if this works. Then we'll isolate the seat, see if the seat works, and then we'll try to merge them together. See if we find a problem with one or the other, we know what it is. All right, so right now I believe, I forgot already. I believe I disconnected the seat, so we have to control it from the panel now. I usually don't do both. I usually prefer to just do it from the panel, so that's why I don't normally have the system set up like this. Okay, so there's 15. I held it down the whole time. Let's reduce it. Okay, so see, the throttles are working fine. So see, I can reduce my throttle to whatever I want. So that's telling me I want 8.9 RPS. I can hammer it all the way in reverse, which tells me I want 8 RPS in reverse, which I'll fix that that stern coming out of the water. That's a Stormworksy thing. Okay, I'm gonna zero it. That should give me that's my idle is 3. That's why it goes to 3 and not 0. There's 15 again. Okay. Alright, so we isolated one system, so the panel works perfectly. Alright, so now the issue's in the seat, and it probably needs a pulse, which, let me see, I don't know why. It's interesting, but I'll look at it. So let's isolate the system, and then we'll move on from there. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to reconnect these here, and then I'm just going to connect these like this, and then that way I can just connect them right back together when I'm done. Okay, so let's spawn it, update it and spawn it, and we'll control just from the seat, and we'll see what that value. So see how important these dials are? I very quickly could see what it was doing. If I'd pressed the button once, it would go all the way, so it probably needs a pulse. Alright, so let's go. Alright, I'm going to tap it, one tap on the 1 key. So see how I did 2 taps and it did it, so I think it needs a pulse. Alright, so pulse is going to give me a single tap. Okay, come on. Alright, let's go, so type in pulse. Okay, put a pulse here, and then I'm going to move this back a little bit. I want some space. Okay, I'm going to pretty up some of these lines and make them a little bit less annoying in a second here. Okay, let's try this. What is that doing? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's make this one needs to go 2 different places. This one can go to there, and then this one can go to here. Let's see if this functions properly the way we want it. Okay. So we're up and running. Seat controls only. I'm going to do 1 tap. I get nothing. So our seat's having issues. Let's see why. Very interesting. Let me make sure I actually connected something. Okay. Alright, so this here should be, go to the pulse, and the pulse should read the up-down counter. Pulse or up-down counter. See, I've never needed a pulse before. I'm curious why these are wanting a pulse. I bet I know what it is. I do know exactly what this is. This was a mistake on my part when I changed the seats over. This is a really simple, easy fix, I think. I changed the seats over, and I forgot I'd already fixed this on the other seat. I didn't fix it on this seat. So let me take my oars. Actually, let me do this. Let me delete the pulses. Let me take these and connect them back where they belong. We'll just test out the seat. We'll see if what I said was broken is broken, which it is. And we'll fix it. All right, so now look at this seat. This is the seat we had before, right? Let's go to 1. Push. 2. Push. 3. Push. I put in this new seat. Well, guess what? 1 is toggle. The toggle was getting me because I never had to use pulses before, so that's what it was. Okay, let's try it now. This should work now. I was very confused why that was misbehaving, so it was me forgetting to do it. So now look, I can incrementally increase my thrust, incrementally decrease my thrust, press 3 and 0. Okay. Go in reverse. And 0. Yep, so that was just me screwing something up. Alright, so these are the types of things that, you know, you can pull your hair out. It takes experience to do this. One thing I would recommend to people is when you get in a situation like this, sometimes you have to step away from it. Sometimes, especially when you're first starting, these things can be really tough to figure out when you're first starting, but that's how you learn. But also, it's good to reach out to the community. That's one reason, one of the main reasons I'm doing this series is, the community was very helpful to me, and I've enjoyed my time in this game so much, and so I wanted to give back to the community and do some of these videos to help others and make the game thrive. So I can't recommend enough going on Discord. The Discords are great. Skunkworks, New Jersey Gaming, Jotun Shipyard Industries. I don't like the official one just because it's so busy that it's hard to get answers sometimes. Um, Cool G's, Lost Latitude. Those are all great Discords. The one I usually ask for help from often, I'd say most often, is either Skunkworks or New Jersey's official or Jotun Shipyards. New Jersey's has a big population on their Discord, so it's pretty easy to go in there if you look, like go to Lua Logic or you go to Mechanics and ask somebody for help, and they'll quickly and happily like jump into Discord with you and look at your build and be like, "Oh, look, have you checked the toggle in your seat?" And you pulling your hair out, and it might take a couple seconds. I'll often see people on Reddit ask for a question. Well, that might take you a week to get anyone to respond. The official forums, I think, are terrible. It's a lot of negativity there, and nobody wants to help. And I've been going on lately and trying to help people for that very reason. So I'd recommend going to the Discords if you need some help on something like that. But that was once I figured it out, that wasn't a bad fix. All right, so let's reconnect our system to the ores. So they're already connected. I just need to replug the ores. And this goes like that. Okay, I'm going to pretty this up a little bit. There we go. That's a little less busy. Okay. All right, so let's take this for a run. So the dial, again, that dial is invaluable. By me being able to see what it was doing, I knew that it was pushing the number all the way, and that was a toggle doing that. All right, so we have master power, systems, start. I'm going to start with the seat. Okay, did I screw something up again? This work? Okay, let me see. Did I not connect it right? Let me see. Yep, this isn't connected. I connected them one off, as you can see. So I just dragged those the wrong place. So very quick and easy. All right, so let's try again. As you can see, I have, let me look at my time in game. I have, where is it? 2490 hours in Stormworks. So 2,490 hours in Stormworks, and I still make these little mistakes constantly. So if it happens to you, don't get frustrated. All right, so we start at an idle of 3. I'm going to start to increase my throttle using the 1 key on my seat. I still have to fix the clutch to make it, not make that surging, make it a little bit smoother. All right, so going forwards, let's hit 3 to 0 it. All right, let's go in reverse. All right, we're in reverse. Now I'm going to use the throttle to go forwards. As you can see, it's going to do a restart because it just stalled out trying to switch directions. Now we're going forwards. Let's go reverse. Might stall. Yep. It's stalling because the props are, you're trying to stop the props of the engine. So, all right, so now we're in reverse. I'm going to use the 0, the idle on that. All right, so we've got that system working. So we have a functioning boat now. This is very good. Now that we have a functioning boat, we can get ready to start to go out and do some rescues. So let's do that. Let's try to go do a rescue. So let's return this boat to the shipyard, and let's actually, I'll end the video here. We've got this boat up and running, and then in the next one we'll go do a rescue, and then we we can use this in our series, and we can start to do things like decorating and everything else in there. So let's save this. So what was this? Let me count my videos. So this is 9. So we'll do playthrough 9. All right, save. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.